And busy out there for first responders responding to some crashes that we've had happening overnight. This one's still waiting to clear. Happened about half an hour ago. This is 40 east of Donaldson Pike heading into town. So 40 west impacted here right at the 216 exit. We've got two cars involved here. Thankfully, they are out of the way of that traffic. I've seen any traffic try to get off of this ramp. You can see they're giving them plenty of space. But this is something that those Metro officers are now responding to on the interstates. That's our only interstate crash as of right now. Got another one down in the Antioch area, Bell Road and Hickory Hollow Parkway this morning. Other than that, you can see all nice and green here. Of course, this is the last day before Christmas Eve and Christmas. TDOT and AAA are expecting just a lot of traffic volume out there. They're saying if you are leaving today, make sure to leave before 10 a.m. That's going to give you plenty of time. Here's a look. 40 done. They did it from the same time frame yesterday, hoping to alleviate all that congestion before a lot of people get on the roads, because again, the big slowdowns today expected from AAA are between 1 and 7. So this construction supposed to stop at 11 a.m. then they'll be done. Inbound though, you can see a number of cars out here, nothing stopping you in the way. Here's a beautiful shot though. I wanted to show you this. Not too often you get to see a very nice quiet downtown at 5 in the morning, but no issues once you get closer into the downtown area if you're traveling around there this morning. West into Donaldson Pike. So whether that was travel related or not, trying to get to an early morning flight, just please be careful out there. A lot of people sometimes traveling for the first time to BNA, maybe not familiar with the new traffic patterns, rushing to catch a flight. Let this be your sign to take it slow. Want you to make it there safe. Want you to make it inside the airport okay, but two issues right there on another busy travel day before Christmas. But we'll continue to keep you updated on this. A couple other crashes also right after this break. This traffic report brought to you by Electronic Express. Busy week of travel between now and the end of the year. An estimated 53 million people are expected to fly, and that means busy airports and security lines all across get you through. Speaking of BNA this morning, we have what was reported as an injury crash on Terminal Drive. Thankfully, was able to find it here on Skynet. So if you're trying to pop back on the interstate from dropping someone off at the airport, you can see we've got a lot of traffic backed up here. Blue flashing lights. We're still working on the details of the extent of this injury crash, but all that inbound traffic into BNA is flowing past this. So not going to hurt you at all if you're trying to make it last minute to a flight this morning, but trying to get back out might be slowed down until that does clear. That's something that was just reported a handful of minutes ago. We also had a crash clear 40 west at Donaldson Pike. If you were coming inbound from Donaldson area trying to get off at 216, that has since cleared. Other than that, on our crash map down in Antioch, Bell Road and Hickory Hollow Parkway is still around. By north, south, west side remain all clear today. A lot of people expect if you can get out before 10 a.m., going to save you some time. A lot of congestion is expected right after that between 1 and 7 before Christmas Eve tomorrow. This traffic report is brought to you by Ashley. 14 coming in from Franklin. A couple other drive times if you're grabbing those keys, grabbing the troops, the kiddos, heading out. Lebanon, Gallatin, and Dixon all sitting right there around 20 to 30 minutes. We do have an issue at the airport on Terminal Drive. Going to have more details for you in just a minute. But other than that, the roads this morning, no issues with slowing down. The traffic report is brought to you by Ashley. But Henry, what can drivers expect the rest of today if they're sleeping in this morning? About 30 minutes ago, police are still here on scene, but finally some movement here. We think that maybe they were directing people onto Donaldson Pike to get out. That isn't always an alternate route that you can take, but these poor folks here have been sitting here for about half an hour. Hopefully they don't have anywhere they're rushing to this morning, but the good news here is that it wasn't impacting any of our inbound traffic into the airport. So if you're worried about that, just know you might be slowed down a little bit if you're about to drop someone off, but other than that, hopefully it should clear here shortly. We'll keep you updated as we work to learn more details on that. Henry.
All right, Amelia.
Of course, a lot of people off for the holidays. Schools are closed, but we do have congestion out there. AAA is recommending if you can get out before 10 a.m., it's going to be your best bet, because between 1 and 7, that's going to be when it is most congested out there. Just wanted to show you the big picture map right now. As you can see, it reflects that all green, no major slowdowns. Am following a crash at the airport, which hopefully looks like it's going to be clearing sometime soon. It was actually an injury crash reported on Terminal Drive. impacting folks who maybe had just dropped someone off trying to get back onto 40. We still have police here on scene. We're working to learn the extent of the details of this crash, but now they finally have that outbound traffic moving of people leaving BNA. Not impacting anyone trying to get into the airport, so you're not going to miss your flight there, but until this does clear, just slowing you down a bit. It's a lot better than it was. We had that whole lane just closed down for quite some time. Do have some construction out there. Going to have more details for you on that in just a second if you're headed into Rutherford County this morning. Nick. Busy week of travel between now and the end of the year. An estimated 53 million people are expected to fly, and that means busy airports across the country and also long security lines. For East, they are continuing road work. TDOT is doing some milling and paving here. That's been happening since 4 a.m. They're going to go for a second day in a row until 11 a.m. While we've got all those crews out there, they are taking up the right 2 lanes. They're always going to have the left 3 lanes open throughout this morning. So no need to worry. I'm not seeing any slowdowns on my map on the big picture wise. Here is a look at the crash map. We still do have clearing a crash at BNA. That's the only situation that I'm watching right now. Other than that, as you can see, really nice and clear here. Just a little bit of a yellow spot as we're merging 24 and 40 near Fessler's Lane. But other than that, from the north side, 65-24 junction looking really nice. 24 is all nice and clear. Really can't complain if you're going to get up early for some of that travel. The traffic report brought to you by Middle Tennessee Honda. Nick, on the interstate, we were moving here. They finally had this back open. They may be just moving that car that was involved in this injury crash around. That's why we've got traffic stops. But thankfully, it's not impacting any traffic into the airport this morning, because while our peak days are over for a couple days, we still are going to have a lot of people traveling. Of course, BNA says the next peak day there, the day after Christmas, so on Friday. They're not expecting anything record-breaking, but they are just expecting a lot of people heading home that day. Then also the day after New Year's. If you're coming inbound 40 near Donaldson Pike, no issues there. Really nice on our interstates so far this morning if you are up dark and early to get your morning started. Send it over to you, Nick. That has been around for so long, that area, that's just really a few blocks from where the new Bellmead shopping center is going, with high rises and everything. A lot of congestion on that road. I mean, in recent years, we've seen a Raising Cane's go there, Trader Joe's, now a new apartment complex. It is a busy spot. But unfortunately, yeah, I just hate to see another establishment that's been around to make that community what it is close its doors. Stop-so-go traffic signals this morning from 65 all into the green this morning. This is what we're seeing across the board. We are seeing, you know, some congestion out there, but it's really nothing major to make any kind of mark on my map or with my drive times this morning. 65 at the 24 junction near Trinity Lane. We've got the inbound traffic into downtown passing around through that. It looks pretty typical from what we usually see. Usually it's a lot busier in that spot. Again, but nothing to upset any of those drive times this morning. If you're coming in from the south, from Williamson County, 65 south of 840, just a little bit more cars than what we typically see. Usually this is pretty empty, but you know, a lot of holiday travelers are up now that the sun is rising. A beautiful sunrise out there, but these nice dry conditions are helping people get around even more. No crashes on the map. We've had everything clear, especially that airport accident that has since cleared. But other than that, really nice and green here on the map. Send it over to you, Nick. Going to be halting those projects tonight, just right around midnight, and they won't pick back up again until Saturday. So shouldn't have any issues getting around town. I want to show you those drive times if you are going to be coming in from Rutherford County to the downtown area, maybe passing through to get to your destination today. No issues there. I mean, my goodness, this is very easy and breezy compared to what we typically see on a Tuesday morning. 31 minutes in from Murfreesboro. Overall, no active crashes. We did have a busy night. Thankfully, those first responders are out there. They're working quickly during this holiday week, but happy to report right now, 647 Henry, we have a crash-free map. Just a little congestion here on the north side, but really nothing to worry about. Love telling you about the amazing efforts happening right here in the mid-state that's helping so many kids have gifts under their Christmas trees.
There's been so much of this going on, and this week over 750 children now have new gifts thanks to the Youth Encourages Services Christmas store, which really is very special. Yeah, it's a good time, and Tony Sloan right now is at...
I mean, some of those babies, they may be warm.
And the hamster grabbed it and chewed up her whole sweater.
Oh, goodness. Because it's like...
You have to be prepared for it. It was wrong for me to do it. I had the winning numbers for the Powerball jackpot last night. right? Which means the prize money is now up to $1.7 billion. $50 billion.
Billion with a B.
Big money.
Scripps News' Mara Barrett shows us why these jackpots, they're just becoming more and more common.
The penny's leaving, and she's in tears. And it's
an emotional state.
Well, the penny has always been her favorite coin. Now, he and I are partial to the nickel, and it's still around.
It's
okay.
Like a penny for your thoughts?
It's okay. Henry, get to the next story. She's broken up, and we're gonna get her some tissue.
All right, yeah, you take care of that. Okay. We're gonna tell you about 2nd Avenue.
But everyone that was right there, right around that main, this mistake on your holiday card this year. An English teacher at Lebanon High School was on a local radio station to talk about proper grammar for our last names. Okay, so Carly Oldham